Hi guys, welcome to this full review about this Tefrio Wi-Fi surveillance camera. It's not just a normal Wi-Fi camera, it has a lot of features. We have the solar panel and the rechargeable battery built in. So probably apart from the initial charge, you'll have never to charge it again. Then we have PTZ function built in. So we can observe 360 degrees, but of course not all the time. It doesn't have like an automatic tracking or so. That's not possible with a battery operated camera, but we can choose which angle or which direction we want to observe, and then it's observing 24/7 with a built-in PIR sensor which is tracking if there's some heat, and then activate the recording and will give you some notifications even day and night. And it has even built in some strong light, so we have also colorful footage during the night, but we can also choose infrared, black and white during the night if you're close to a neighbor. We have a built-in microphone and speaker, so you could even talk to people there. The built-in speaker can also be used as a very loud siren. Footage is on a decent 2K standard, and the footage can be recorded internally on a microSD card. MicroSD card is not included, but you can choose from anything up to 128 gigabytes, which can last even for years depending on the situation. There's also an optional cloud storage. Of course, that doesn't come for free. So we have everything what we can expect from a good quality battery operated camera these days. So I'm going to take it out of the box, show you what to get, how to install, how to connect to the app, and then I'm going to show you some live footage from day and night. So make sure that you stay tuned till the very end of the video. So here's the solar panel, makes a good impression, comes with standard mount, long cable, standard USB-C plug. That's what we want to see. Good protection, lot of accessories, even extra charging cable, insulation material, separate mount for the solar panel. Plastic, also what we want to have these days, because metal tends to rust a lot. And so here we have the camera, makes a good impression. Of course, we have to remove this protection here in the front. We have the two antennas which we can move around to optimize the Wi-Fi reception. By the way, Wi-Fi has to be 2.4G, but I mean pretty much all the routers are emitting 2.4G and 5G anyway. If you can't see a dedicated 2.4G network on your router, then it's usually a combined network which is emitting also 2.4G. So usually that shouldn't be a problem. And 2.4G is anyway what we want to see, because it has further wireless reach. And so you can see the camera can be pointed from left to right and up and down. Of course, in normal operation mode, we don't have to do this by hand. We can do this from the app, but this is just to show you what the flexibility is. By the way, that's the highest point here, a little bit more than straight, but we can point it fully down, and so far from the right side to so far from the left side. So we can cover pretty much 360 degrees. And then we have two different openings, one in the camera, which we have to open to insert the microSD card. So here I'm using 64 gigabytes. The pins go not towards the camera, but actually to the back. So we push it fully here inside till it's flush. If you want to remove, we can just push again inside. We leave it open because we need the reset button later here. And down here we have the opening to charge. We have an opening in the opening. That's what we want to see. So for the solar, we just need the small opening in the opening here. But at the beginning, we can fully open, because of course we want to turn it on and then press the reset and connect. By the way, of course, comes also with an instructions manual. Here the QR code to scan and download the UBOX app if you don't have it already, because the good thing is that it also works for some other cameras, so it's a very flexible system. And so in the UBOX app, you have to click on the plus, click on set up Wi-Fi device, and then we get some nice instructions here. So now we turn on the camera down here, see a red light.
Camera is now ready to begin pairing.
If you don't hear that, use the reset button. Then we keep going here with yes. And it says already new device found. Do you want to configure it? Yes, okay. Okay, I gave it a name. Click on next. Now we select the 2.4G Wi-Fi, which we want to use to connect the camera and provide the password. By the way, very important to be already connected to the same 2.4G Wi-Fi network with your phone. After it's connected, you can choose any kind of internet connection. You can use mobile data, also anything from anywhere in the world. But for the connection process, make sure that you're connected to the same router. So I click on configure device, confirm. Then we hold the QR code in front of the camera. We get confirmation and it says already online. I click on that. And now you can see I have already a live image that's now coming from this camera here. Absolutely awesome. So I'm going to install it now outside and then going to test it for a while and then let you know how it has been performing. And so I've installed the camera now outside. You can see I've been using such a standard fence clamp or bracket, but of course you can do exactly the same thing just directly on the fence or on the wall. Just took me around 5 minutes. Everything looking really solid, stable. And so this is now around 24 hours later. I've done a couple of tests and I can confirm that everything has been working absolutely awesome. Of course, you have a couple of options outside here already, but most of it we find when we click on the image. From here we can use the PTZ function. It's on the right side. You can see you can swipe here from left to right or use the button here. You can activate or deactivate the microphone. There's a lot of wind here, so I deactivate that. We can make an image directly, we can talk to people, or we can start recording directly from here, and you can see everything works super stable. There are no lags, of course depending a little bit on the network connection, how close you are to a router, but here it works absolutely awesome. Here we have the cloud footage if you have subscribed to it or using the free trial, so we can check the footage and we can see here that there was absolutely no false alert. It has just detected me coming in and going out. Can see every single time, didn't miss me a single time, and also didn't cause any false alerts. And that's of course also due to the settings which I'm going to show. Of course you can make this a little bit larger so you get a better idea of the recorded footage. It's really nice. I mean, it's not 5K, but I would say it's still very decent. You can definitely recognize people, so I stop here a couple of times to get a better idea what you can do. Definitely not bad. Very important to choose HD and not SD. Let's make the image also in the live view a little bit larger. So we have same thing, or at least the most important functions directly here. You can also move around the camera. Now you can see how nicely this works. By the way, we have different speed selections. I think that's medium. I'm going to check later, but you can see how nicely this works. With some other cameras, it's really difficult to move around very smooth. Here absolutely no problem. You can see we can monitor everything from left to right, and this is the top again, so we cannot point the camera straight up, but we can move it pretty much straight down. Let's check on that. Here you can see absolutely straight down. Of course not a very easy situation now with super strong sun, but I would say in general the footage is pretty nice. So you can see we have different brightness here. We have some very dark areas, intermediate, super bright, and we can still see everything. That's pretty cool. Here we can also choose the illumination type between normal and infrared, but of course this has only an effect during the night. Again, that was the cloud footage, but when we go back to live, we can switch here to the microSD card footage, and so we can watch also directly from the microSD card. Everything really nice. Can make that also a little bit larger, and we can see the footage quality is exactly the same, or maybe it's even a little bit better. Yeah, really nice. I would say definitely nothing to complain. What I also see here in the app is that even on the microSD card we can only see the real activity. and not like network activity. So I think UBOX has updated this, really great improvement. So looks like not only the camera is great, but also UBOX has updated this, and it also confirms that the camera is pretty fast. So you can click here and click here and almost instantly starts playing directly from the microSD card. You can also download this, you can see works really nice. Then we have it on the phone, we can share it, do whatever we want. We can also select other dates. That's especially when you have large microSD card, you can go back weeks, months, maybe even years. That's the footage from yesterday. And so let's click. So we can see here a black and white footage. Of course, during the night, it's not exactly the same as from the day, but still really nice footage, I would say. And you can see it has caught me every time I was entering through the gate here. By the way, here the colorful footage from the night. And that's possible because the camera has very strong illumination, has very strong LED light, because it's actually pitch dark here in the back. There's absolutely no artificial light except from the camera. But of course, when you're very close to a neighbor, you have to be aware of that. It could be too bright, but for that we have the option with the infrared where nobody can see anything. That's very helpful, so we can choose the best option for us and for our neighbors. So again, super reliable in every recording. You can see me, didn't miss me a single time. And what's also important, day and night, it caught me super early. So I would say most responsive battery operated camera I've ever seen. Yeah, this is pretty much like a normal wired camera, but independently working with batteries. That's huge. That's a huge thing. With a lot of battery operated cameras, they start only recording maybe in this area or even later, short time before people are disappearing. That's awesome. This blows me away. I've never seen something like that before. Day and night. And here we have also the settings. Of course, you can give it a name, storage management. You can activate cloud recording if you have subscribed. Again, not free, but micro storage card recording will always be for free, of course, on your own micro SD card. We have different options how to mount the camera. Again, here the different night vision modes, different detection settings. What's definitely helping here is when we activate the human detection. I had it on medium. Human detection was absolutely perfect, but of course you can adjust it to whatever you like. But we can also use it without human detection, and then, for example, work with the alarm area. That's a really helpful thing. Here's some instructions. So it will only detect the red area. So we can remove, for example, here everything, and then mark, for example, only the areas where we don't have any reflections, where we don't have any movement from wind, like no trees, no branches moving, these things. So we can also avoid pretty much all of the false alerts. So we could save it like that. Also here we can use the PTZ function to move around the camera. So you can click on that, save it. But of course it doesn't move the area. When you move the camera, you would have to readjust that. And so you can either choose the alarm area or the human detection. Both at the same time are not possible. We could even activate a schedule if we want to avoid some recordings during specific times. We have even a device alarm. Of course, always think about neighbors. So I have it off here, power frequency. You can turn on or off the LED indicator. For example, if you don't want people see that the camera is around. Then we have different volume for microphone and speaker. I've tested already. Microphone worked really good. Microphone test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can sync directly the time from the network, and so on and so on. So overall, absolutely awesome, fantastic camera. There's really not much to complain here. Maybe the only thing what I've noticed is that we can't save PTZ locations. I think there is nothing here. We can definitely change the speed. You can see that was medium. We could even use higher speed to move it around. So for me, definitely best solar powered battery operated security camera on the UBOX app for sure, and maybe even overall the best package when we look at everything. Absolutely awesome. So full recommendation from my side. And so if you're interested, I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description so you can check it out and order one for you if you like it. By the way, it's not only very good camera, it's also available at least currently at a very low price. And so I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments or want to share your own experience with this camera, then just let us know down in the feedback area. I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.